Okay, so as we get ready to finish up the programming for this quiz, I'm going to switch over to the blocks here and show you what I really don't want to see, which is everything collapsed. Makes it very hard to help you when there are problems. Now there are some tools that are available here. For example, tile all of them horizontally or organize them all vertically like that, but this is not much help at all. You can also expand all of the blocks, and you can see how when things are overlapping, there's just no way to figure things out. So I'm going to go ahead and do an arrange here just to get me started. But its idea of arranging things and my idea of having things arranged are very, very different. You would think that all 4 of the buttons would be lined up here, that all of the global initialized variables would be in one place. Let me show you a way of making this a little easier. Hold down the control button and use the scroll wheel to go down, and you should be able to see a lot more of your work at once, allowing us to make some rearrangements. I'm just going to start off by moving these lists up here and putting them back in the order that you saw me use earlier, with the 2 short ones right here, and then I've got these are links and these are possible answers. Here's article links. It is okay to have a little bit of overlap when things are really long, but I would much rather see this than anything else at this point. Okay, now this is when the submit button is clicked. As we add more features, this is going to get longer and longer. So having it above something else just doesn't make a lot of sense. Here's some buttons. I know that these are my 4 buttons, so why not put them in order? I've got the A button, B button. Here's the D button. Where's C? Way down here. So even if you do decide, you know what, I do want to collapse them, they should be collapsed one at a time in place, available to open them back up again whenever needed. Those it's okay to collapse. Now here's our variables, and just like when you're reading a page in a book, they really need to be right there in the upper left hand corner. Right with those list variables, I'm actually going to scroll up and move them again because I like them to be right about here. Right there together, easy to find out if something has gone wrong. Now, something that happens just once, this is the main screen initialize. So maybe this wouldn't be a bad spot, except when this is expanded, then it's going to overlap. So I'm going to have my actual programming blocks, the ones that really matter, down here further. Now here's the hint button. So now let me scroll down. I can actually zoom in a little more so that I don't have to see as much of the screen at once. And I can see some of the stuff here. So there's 3 buttons that are going to be active during this quiz taking. You got the hint button, and then the submit button, and then I would put the next button right here if I could find it. So let's go and find it. There's this big next button, putting it over here. So hopefully you just do this once. Don't hit that arrange automatically anymore because it'll scramble everything up. And if you do plan to experiment with all of that, maybe save the project as a test one and see what happens then. So there's actually a couple more buttons that we want to add here, and they are the buttons that when the ending box appears, we want the screen to go someplace else. So let's go ahead and look at our buttons. Here's the ending box. When the main menu button is clicked, and here's a nice open space, unlikely to be used. They could go all the way at the bottom. That would make sense as well. We want it to do something like open up another screen. So we're going to open another screen, and that screen name is, of course, screen 1. So we're going to need to take this text, put it in here, and no need to verify because it's always the same on everybody's, but screen 1 with a capital S. So I'm going to put screen 1, and that'll take people back to the main option of taking the quiz or reading about you. And that would let the next person take the quiz, and you could hand the phone off to someone else. Now we've got one more button here, and that is the quit button. It is good practice to give people a method of leaving the app elegantly, not just force closing it or using the back arrow. And then when that quit button is clicked, we want a control here, and we've got close the screen. No, close the application. And that should work. If not, we'll have to find something else. But if I zoom back out again and give you an overall view of the screen, we should be able to scroll a little bit. You can see all of my list variables in one place. I wish the space button would let you move around, but you get the idea of how things should be arranged on here for ease of use.